I just can't relate. I'm sorry, I just can't relate. And there's so many people out there that are jobless, homeless, dying of cancer. They have no help, they have no financial assistance, they don't have 200 million fans, they're not getting paid $4 million for a documentary to tell their story, so I just can't relate to it. I want to talk to you guys today about Selena Gomez's documentary. I'm getting a lot of messages. You could have been doing this really beautiful documentary about the mental health of people that have lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost their loved ones to COVID. What COVID did to us that were in isolation. And then she could have then been talking about her own mental health in it. Then that way it would have been like a general thing. If I don't work, if I don't sell my makeup, if I don't get booked, if people don't watch my videos, the little bit of money that's coming in is not gonna come in and I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills. Hi guys, it's Ellie. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. If you guys are new, my name is EllieArket. I am a psychic medium, a life coach, and founder of EllieArket Cosmetics. On this channel, I like to sit down, put my makeup on, and gossip at the same time. If you guys like content like that, I highly suggest to subscribe, like, donate, share, love me, join me. All the products that I'll be using, I will put on the screen and it's always going to be in the description box down below. If you guys are interested in purchasing my skincare, my makeup, everything's organic, vegan, cruelty free, go to EllieArket.com. If you guys want to come to me for readings, coaching, anything spiritually, go to EllieArket.com. Okay, so I already put my eyelashes down and I already did my skincare because I washed my face, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I used. The 24 karat gold collagen soap for face and body. This is collagen. It promotes younger, more youthful skin. It's gonna get rid of pigmentation, dark pigmentations in your body or your face, and it's gonna brighten your complexion, you know, acne scars and blemishes and things like that. You don't get acne anymore if you use my products, and it's gonna get rid of any type of scars that you've had in the past because of acne. And then we have a 24 karat gold day and night serum. We have a retinol, hyaluronic acid, avocado oil, jojoba oil, vitamin E, which I'm almost out. I have to open another one. I want to talk to you guys today about Selena Gomez's documentary. I'm getting a lot of messages about it. I've been kind of writing on the community tab on my other channel, EllieArket. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of turned off lately with celebrities, and you know, I have been literally a huge fan of Selena, love Selena. I think she's like literally one of the most beautiful girls in the world. I love her music, I love her voice. I think she's genuine, I think she's a good person. But lately, I'm just really suspicious of celebrities, and I just feel like everything's like, you know, money oriented, and it's just like, it's all like agenda driven. And anyways, so the documentary came out. I haven't seen it in its entirety, so this is not like a review or, you know, a reaction, because honestly I haven't seen it. And I just thought, like, how odd for her to put it on like Apple TV, where a lot of people don't have that, right? I'm gonna start with my eyes. And it's just kind of like, people can't afford that shit, man. Like, why didn't you just put it on I mean, she got paid $4 million already. She could have put it on something that was like more accessible for people, because people are literally messaging me, Ellie, can you show us the documentary, because I don't have Apple and I don't know how to watch it. And I was like, I'm sorry, bro, I don't have Apple and I don't know how to watch it either. So that was already kind of like a turn off for me. That she kind of made it, I guess she's giving people like a free access or something like that. I don't know, you guys. It's just off the bat, it's turning me off. Ever since the photo she took with Hailey, my feelings have changed. And you know, I don't want anybody to hate her. I don't want anybody to not be her fan. I don't want to promote any type of anything like against her. That's like not my intention at all. But I am going to kind of voice my opinion about it. And then this is going to be also story time, because I feel like I have to talk about my personal life just to put things in perspective, because I feel like celebrities they're not in touch with reality because they're so rich and famous. The biggest thing that I am upset about is the fact that, obviously, just like how everyone else, going with the eyeshadow palette, just like how everybody else is talking about how she did not mention Francois, the girl that gave her kidney. Do you guys know that if you only have one kidney and you have a kidney failure, you are going to die. That is an organ that you must have to survive. There's no ifs or buts about it. So the fact that this girl, Francois, gave Selena a kidney, it's a pretty fucking big deal. You know what I mean? It's not like they were roommates and it's like, why didn't you? I'm going to do browns today. Okay, we're gonna just like stay neutral today. It's not like, you know, they were like roommates and then they had a falling out and you dated my boyfriend or you were a bitch to me. No, this girl gave her a fucking kidney. Like that's pretty intense. There's no mention of her. You don't see her in the documentary. And then part of my brain was like, okay, so maybe Francois doesn't want to be on the documentary. Maybe she didn't want to be mentioned. Maybe she didn't want to make a big deal about it, right? That's like your logical mind. Then I was like, but when I saw that Francois actually commented under a photo of Selena and Taylor Swift, because Selena had said that the only friend that I have in the industry, I never got along, you know, with other girls or felt like I belonged to like a group of cool popular girls or whatever she was saying. I understand what she's saying by that too. That Taylor Swift is like my only true friend. And Francois has written under that photo like interesting in quotes, meaning like, so I'm like chopped liver, like I'm not considered your friend because I'm not in music or whatever, because she's like an actress, right? So, but I mean, there's no mention of her. And then Selena has come out and said something like, oh, I'm sorry that I didn't mention everybody. But I mean, Francois isn't everybody. And I felt like that was a little bit bitchy. That was a little bit bitchy for Selena to be like, sorry, I didn't get a chance to mention everybody. Honestly, that's the vibe I got. And it's like, how could you forget mentioning her? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because it's like, this girl gave you a fucking kidney. I would think that you would remember that. And then, so the story behind that is that, now I don't know, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know. This is just disclaimer. This video is just for, this disclaimer is just my thoughts and what I think and I feel. It's, you know, I don't know the truth about what's going on between these people. I've heard that apparently Selena had a very, very bad addiction to drugs and alcohol. Very, very bad. And I'm not going to name what it was because it's none of our business, but whatever. This is a rumor. And she got the kidney from Francois. Apparently, allegedly, she had promised that she was going to stop drinking and doing drugs or whatever. And that was like kind of that was kind of like the agreement that they had with each other, that she was going to stop drinking because obviously she has this kidney, and your body may even like kind of like refuse it. You know, when you get an organ transplant, your body may refuse it a month later or whatever. It's really a very, 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 very dangerous procedure for both parties. But apparently Selena had gone back to drinking, and that had created a big situation between their friendship. And also Selena wasn't talking to her own mom. That's kind of red flag for me, because it's really difficult when you love somebody. You don't want to see any faults with them. That's how I feel about her. I don't want to see any faults with her, but then I have to kind of mention it though. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, dude, maybe she's toxic. Maybe Selena is not who we think she is. When Selena's mom, I think Selena's mom had Selena when she was 16 years old, and apparently she had to work at like 4 different jobs just to take care of her daughter. And I know there was this immense trauma on Selena, knowing that her mom has to work all these jobs just so she can take care of her and, like, you know, her family and stuff like that. And I think from an early age she felt like a sense of responsibility to like work and make money to take care of her family. Selena, I think that's what I'm talking about. And I know that was like really traumatizing for her. So it's not like Selena was raised in this like, you know, super rich, like entitled, like privileged, you know, life. No, she wasn't. Her mom worked 4 jobs. They were poor. They lived in a poor neighborhood. And I think that really, really affected her. And maybe that was her like psyche, like subconsciously, like I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna take care of my family, so money is no longer an issue. And maybe that was the motivation for her to get into the entertainment, and maybe the mom pushed her. I don't know who pushed her. I don't know if she had the desire. So whatever, she got in. But for her to have a falling out with her mom, obviously it either has to do with Justin or it has to do with drugs and alcohol, because other than that, why would Selena and her mom have a falling out? What could possibly be an issue where they can't talk to each other anymore? Obviously they're very, very close to each other. She was 16 when she had her. Obviously Selena and her mom are almost like sisters, because her mom was so young when she had her. So it's like they grew up together, right? And so something happened. Something must have happened for Selena and her mom not to be on talking terms, because in the documentary, her mom is in it for like a very short period of time. The only time she appears is she's really distraught, and she's remembering the time where they called her and they said that your daughter was admitted to, you know, the mental hospital, psychiatric ward. And she said, I didn't know if I didn't know if she was gonna wake up, or, you know, things were really, really bad. Selena was having a mental breakdown. And there's nothing, that is, I think that is what Selena is trying to talk about. I think she's trying to talk about, you know, the struggles that she had with her mental health, and she's trying to bring it into the forefront for people not to be ashamed about it. Because if they look at somebody like Selena, then they're going to be like, okay, so if Selena went through that, then, you know, then I'm not the only one. And because she's so beautiful and rich and successful and famous, and, you know, she's experiencing these voices and she's experiencing these episodes, then I don't feel so bad. Because, and that makes sense, right? Because like we look up, I guess, I don't look up to celebrities, but I guess people look up to celebrities and feel kind of like justified, or feel kind of like better about their lives, because they're like, oh, okay, so then this happens to everybody. Because mental health, drug abuse, alcoholism, it's not prejudice. Like, oh, you're rich and famous, you're not going to be plagued by it. I'm going to get into my own personal story in a second, but like I lost my brother to suicide 6 years ago. He wasn't diagnosed, but we knew he was like bipolar. He had these manic bipolar episodes that he would be super, super happy, super, super depressed, just up and down. It was very, very difficult to be around him. And it was very, very difficult for me to be around him, because he would get really crazy, and he would say really crazy things to me that would hurt my feelings. In order for me to protect myself, I wouldn't hang out with him as much. And that used to really hurt me. It would hurt him. It would hurt the family. And for the family to like go and hang out with him was always like, we were always like on eggshells. Like, is he gonna fucking like flip out and start freaking out and shit? And he was married with 2 kids, and it was just like a fucking nightmare. It was like a fucking nightmare. Like Christmas, Thanksgiving, we would always go there, and we were happy to spend time with him, and everything would be good and dandy, and we're eating and drinking, and everyone was hugging, and he's kissing me and kissing my parents and his brother and his kids and his wife. But then all of a sudden, an hour or two into the, you know, Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, he would start, it was like Jekyll and Hyde. He would just go fucking nuts. So I know exactly what that's like. I know how difficult it is to be plagued with like mental health issues and things like that. I had to watch my brother go through it. You know, he was an engineer, incredibly smart, the most generous person, the most loving person, so affectionate, so empathetic. He hated seeing, you know, kids dying of cancer, and he just was very, very empathetic to like animals and kids. And so he was like a really, really beautiful person, but he had this crazy addiction, and then he had this mental bipolar disorder. And he didn't want to seek help for it. He didn't know how to seek help for it. You know, my parents didn't really understand it. We didn't really understand it. We didn't know what the hell was wrong with him. And so so I know firsthand what that's like. And I'm not coming for Selena in regards to, like, you know, why are you keep dragging your heartbreak and stuff. But I didn't learn anything in the documentary about her lupus, why she got a kidney transplant, who gave her the kidney. We didn't learn anything about what it's like to have this autoimmune disease or whatever. It was mostly about, like, you know, how the industry made her feel and how this heartbreak just like devastated her and broke her down. So it's almost like the documentary is like Lose You to Love Me, but like in a film form. At that point, I'm just like, we've already heard this. We know your heart broken over Justin. We know this really destroyed you. I know he's your twin flame. I know what that feels like. I know I've suffered. I mean, you guys know, like, I damaged my hair, right? I have like no hair. My hair's like to here. I'm gonna put it down after I'm done with my makeup. This is why I wear fucking extensions every video, because I fucked up my hair because I was attacking my hair every day, coloring it from depression and anxiety, and I was never suicidal or like I wanted to end my life or anything, but I was suffering greatly. So for me, I just feel like it was a little bit redundant. I didn't like that she had not mentioned Francois. I didn't like that she is still going forward with the narrative about the being heartbroken, and the biggest heartbreak of my life was the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I think, and I don't believe her, because I think she's still very much in love with I haven't contoured my face. What the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna use Baddie to contour. So I don't think she's over Justin. I think that this 6-year or 4-year documentary, I don't know how many years this was in the making. I think 4 years or 6 years or whatever, however long it was. Again, it's the same narrative. It's the same thing, like, oh, you know, this person broke my heart and I lost my shit, and then I found out through all of this, you know, depression and anxiety, that I have a mental health disorder, personality disorder, bipolar disorder. I'm going to Harvard to get my master's in psychology. I know what she's experiencing. I know it's really horrific, and it doesn't mean that, you know, just because she's rich and famous, that she shouldn't be depressed and she shouldn't be suffering just like the rest of us. Of course, she probably experienced all of this and she suffered just like anybody. But I think that our society now is kind of sick of celebrities whining about their privileged life. When you see Prince Harry coming out with a book called Spare, because Princess Diana had said, you know, I gave birth to an heir and a spare, meaning like William is the heir, he's gonna be king, and Harry is the spare. Like, if something happens to William, then Harry can become king, but he's just the spare. And I think she said that kind of jokingly. She wasn't a very intense person. Like, Princess Diana wasn't really an intense person. She literally, this video is like 20 minutes already. Like, literally, I'm still going to be talking for a long time, so just like sit your asses down. This video is not going to be ending anytime soon. Princess Diana was not like some, over dramatic. Like, she was very happy-go-lucky type of a person, and she was probably joking when she said that, but somehow maybe in Harry's psyche, or the way he was treated, that yeah, you're a spare, no one's gonna really like care about you and stuff like that. For me, I've never ever suffered from ever suffered from depression. I've never had depression, I've never had anxiety. So to me, I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know what it felt like. I was in a 6-year relationship with a narcissistic sociopath. I'm going in with my highlighter and my blush. Like I told you guys, everything I'm using, they're my products. It's going to be on the screen and in the description box down below. So I'm going to do this first. I was in a toxic, abusive relationship for 6 years. This person wouldn't leave me. He wouldn't leave me alone. He pressured me to get into a relationship with him. He's younger than me. I just was like, I'm not looking to like date a kid, for God's sakes. When we met, he was 25 and I was much older than him. So we have a huge age gap, okay? And I was just like, no, I don't want to be in a fucking relationship. And he was like, he coerced me into this relationship. Anyways, it was toxic. He was abusive to me mentally, physically, emotionally. He lied. He's like a pathological liar. I forgave him. I stayed because he's my twin flame and we have like this really, really strong like connection, blah, 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 blah. So last year, you know, when his mom died, this person that I was with, like his mom died and stuff, and he was like, I'm gonna go home and, you know, take care of the funeral and do all that stuff, right? And then he never came back. Now, he never broke up with me officially. He never told me like, this is it. He actually was telling me, please wait for me because I don't know, you know, I don't know. I'm just really, really fucked up over my mom's death and I just don't know what I want and I just don't know what I'm doing. And I love you so much. You're the love of my life. I love you and the puppy. You were my family. And, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But meanwhile, he was in a relationship and he was courting someone else and he was already telling somebody like, yeah, I love you and I want to be with you, because later on, you know, my clients, like I told my clients, like, can you guys go and look because I can't see anything, I'm blocked, and I can't see anything and I think he's hiding something. Like obviously as a psychic medium, I kept doing readings on it and it looked like he was hiding what he was doing. And so I think I'm gonna wear this one. I'm gonna put everything on the screen. This is a NYX lip liner in the color Urban Cafe. So my clients send me videos and photos of my person with this other person, all lovey-dovey, very affectionate. I love you and I can never love you anything more than you. It's crazy shit that I was in shock. I was completely in shock. Like I was like, he's probably sleeping around or doing stuff and he's probably fucked up about his mom, but like I never thought like he was like in love or like in a relationship, right? Absolutely devastating for me. The reason it was devastating for me is because I had taken this person from the bottom of the barrel and helped them, sobered him up. He was addicted to meth. His whole family has like drug and alcohol addictions. Like I knew what that was like because I lost my brother to alcoholism, and you know, I think if he wasn't drunk he probably would have not, like, brother wasn't addicted to alcohol, I don't think he would have unalived himself. So because I had lost my brother to that, I was really, really sensitive to it, and I met my then person 2 months after my brother had unalived himself. So it was very, very fresh, and I wanted to like save this person. I wanted to help him because I wasn't there for my brother and I felt really, really guilty. So you know, I wanted to help this person. I'm wearing Baddie for lips. When I found out, now he had not broken up with me officially. He hadn't said shit to me, and he was saying, "You're the love of my life," whatever. So this is before this was all happening. My mom had a stroke January of 2022. And I contacted him and I was like, I know you're going through a lot, but I really need you to be here. And I just, you know, really need your help because I have to go to the hospital every day. She had a stroke. She can't talk. She's really, really fucked up. And I'm really worried and I have to be there. And he was like, yeah, I can't come. What am I going to do? And I was just like, wow. Because like I saved his life, right? And I was like, okay. And then that's when I was just like, you know, he's with somebody. I mean, some other shit happened before that. But, you know, my fans know about it. Some other shit happened like a month before that. He had come here for just like a day to get his passport, and then he went to Mexico and didn't tell me about it and lied about it, and then we didn't talk for like 2 months, but then we talked again. So it was already like falling apart, but I was like kind of holding on because I had invested so much time and energy, and he's like my twin. So you guys know the twin flame thing is really toxic, and it's just like a really, really strong connection. But I don't feel that way about him anymore. It's like done, it's over. I'm done. It's like I'm sobered up. Like I took my rose colored glasses off, you know, I didn't want to accept it, but I had to accept it finally. So so what happened was so my my clients send me photos and videos of him, and I was like, wow. So I was so depressed. I don't think I've never ever experienced depression before, and I don't even know how to explain what it feels like. Like I couldn't breathe from being so sad. I couldn't sleep. I would wake, I threw myself into my work, and I created all these extra channels, and I just wanted to work and edit videos so I didn't have to think. The minute I had to like stop working, I had to think about like what happened and how this person just like left me, and I'm here all alone. I don't have any friends because he was so narcissistic and abusive that I couldn't hang out with my girlfriends. I couldn't hang out with my guy friends. So little by little, I lost all these associations and friendships. It was just him and I for 6 fucking years. So I had no support. I had no one around me. And so when he was not there anymore, obviously I'm going to feel that like that feeling of loneliness, because this person created everything for me, right? And that's what narcissism is. That's what narcissistic relationships are like. They come in, they traumatize you, they isolate you, and then they start to abuse you, and then they destroy you, and then they discard you, and then they leave you. So that was my experience. I went through a horrible time. In the midst of that breakup, my mom has a stroke, and I have no one to help me. No one is here. I have to smuggle my dog in a fucking bag into the hospital in the neurology department, and for 8 hours a day at a time for 7 days straight. Like the amount of stress that was on me, I couldn't do any work. I didn't make any videos. I told everybody what was going on, and my dad was distraught. So like my parents no longer have like a son. Like the eldest son is gone, right? He unalived himself. I have to play the daughter, and I have to play the son. So I have to be there for my parents. I have to be there for myself. I have to be there for this dog. It's just like a lot of pressure. And then I have clients that are in worse situations than even I am. They come to me and they're like, I have 3 kids, and you know, my husband beats me, and I can't afford to buy clothes for my kids because my husband has a gambling problem. Or, you know, I had a girl the other day that's like, I was dating somebody casually, and I am HIV positive, and he ghosted me, and I just don't know how to deal with that. It's affecting my mental health. Like, why would God do this to me? Blah, blah. It's just, I have people coming to me that are like in such dire situations. They're poor, or they can't, you know, afford, or, you know, even if they're not poor, even if they're like a nurse or a businesswoman or a teacher or whatever, they're not rich and famous. They don't have the facility or the things that are available to the rich and famous. We don't have access to that, right? When I was suffering with my depression and being super distraught, sad, depressed, worried, anxious about, am I going to lose my mom any minute? Every second, my phone was by my head, and like my heart would just like drop if a sound would come from my phone. I couldn't sleep because I was like, my dad's going to call me and he's going to tell me she's dead. Like, it was like the most like traumatic experience I've ever had. I'm still worried about my mom, but like she's a lot better, and I had to really be strong, and I had to really manifest, and I had to really try to keep my mind strong to like help her. Because if I fell apart, then my dad would see that there's no hope, because I give them hope, right? I give them hope, like, oh, she's okay, and I'm meditating on her, and I'm doing spells for her, and I'm trying to heal her, and so I have to be very, very strong and laugh and smile in front of them. But then I would come home and cry. So for me, when I see people like me that I have to work, make videos, if I don't sell my makeup, I can't pay my bills. If people don't come to me and book, you know, psychic readings or coaching sessions with me, if people don't watch my videos, like, I'm not gonna make any money. So I'm struggling to pay my bills, being here by myself, having no assistance. No one is there for me. You know, my dad called me, oh, my car broke down, I don't have a heater. We gotta take the car to the mechanic. I have to drive an hour over there, take him, come back. It takes a toll on me, you know, my day, my energy of sitting here and doing my videos. So I just can't relate to Selena's like sad life. I know depression is not prejudice. So if you're famous or wealthy or skinny or fat or young or old, it is what it is. But I just feel like it's this perpetual narrative about Justin. Like I'm sad and heartbroken and I had a mental breakdown because the love of my life like fucked me over and left me. That's what I pick up from it. And there's so many people that are in such worse situations and they don't even complain like that because you got paid $4 million. You got paid $4 million to do your documentary. You're still throwing Justin under the bus. Okay, like I've been a Selena fan for as long as I can remember, but I'm honestly, you guys, I'm just like not buying it anymore. I don't want to be mean about it. I don't want to talk badly about her. I don't want her fans not to love her, support her. You guys love her, you guys support her. For me, I just don't feel the same way. I feel like this was very sneaky and manipulative to be doing this documentary. Hush hush, nobody talked about it. It was never leaked. All these years, there's cameras on her and we don't even know, and we thought like Lose You to Love Me was like the thing that she was able to come out talk about it, but no, she's still talking about it. The other day she was on this other podcast, she's on this other podcast, she's on all, and what that does is like she got paid, right? She's good, right? But then now her fans are all sad and they're internalizing Selena's pain and suffering. Do you know how bad that is? My eyelash is getting fucked up. Do you guys know how bad that is for you to be internalizing her pain and suffering as your own? It's going to bring your vibration down. When you bring your vibration down, that's how entities can get in your body. That's how you can have possession with negative entities coming in, making you do things that you don't want to do. If you might start drinking and doing drugs or fall into depression. If you guys going to internalize your celebrity, your idols pain and suffering, it's going to be bad for you. It's going to bring your energy back. That's why I've decided not to make videos about them on my tarot channel. I want to do spiritual videos. I want to do zodiac readings. I want to do daily like collective readings, like what's going on for Aries, what's going on for Cancer, what's going on for Scorpio. And so that can help you guys, because if you guys can't afford to come to me, right? If you guys can't afford to come to me, then maybe watching my videos can help you guys. I want to help people. I think maybe Selena wants to help people too, but it's just hard for us because you keep getting shitload of money for it. We're not getting paid for our sufferings. You know what I mean? We're not getting paid for I don't have someone walking around documenting my suffering, that I'm here by myself. I have no help, no assistance, no one paying my bills. No one even here to like hand me a cup of water if I'm sick. If I'm sick, no one's gonna be here to be able to help me. My parents are old. I have to go and help them. They can come here and help me, but now that my mom had a stroke, it's not the same. She's not the same. My dad can just like can't get in the car and come out here for a couple of days. Things are different. She has mobility issues now, so things are different now. I have to take care of myself. I have to make sure I'm not gonna get sick. So I'm worried about my life, but I have to manifest, I'm thinking like everything's okay, everything's gonna work out, your business is booming, your channels are booming, and I have to be positive. And I wanna share that because I have manifested really great things in my life, and I don't wanna make people sad about my life, like, oh, poor Ellie, because that's like not my personality. But I just don't like this narrative that it just feels a little bit like I'm this privileged, beautiful, famous singer, actor, producer with billions of dollars, with multiple homes, multiple expensive vehicles, and I'm sad. And I have a little bit of a mental problem because the love of my life fucked me over, and then growing up in Hollywood really fucked me over. There are people out there that they can't afford to pay their mortgage. They become homeless. They can't afford to pay for their elderly or for their children's medical bills, for them to go get help. I give donations to St. Jude Hospital. It's a hospital where they take care of parents that their kids are suffering from cancer, and they're like they're gonna die, and they try to help them, put them in remission, and sometimes it's not successful and they die. There are parents out there that are losing their kids at age 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have to stand there and watch their fucking child bald, dying from cancer. They don't have a documentary film crew paying them $4 million to talk about their suffering and heartache and their mental health at that time. So I just can't relate to it. I'm sorry. No shade, no hate. I can't relate to it. Those people should be ashamed of themselves for paying Selena Gomez $4 million for this documentary and to be walking around filming her, because that could have been so much better if they did it for families that are losing their loved ones to cancer, they're losing their children to cancer, that for families that can't have kids, the heartache they have to go through, the fostering and the adoption situation, people that became homeless during the pandemic because they lost their jobs, millions of people that are in the streets of Los Angeles. Maybe the filmmakers could have done that, showed the homelessness in Los Angeles, how it's not from drugs and alcohol. I have talked to so many homeless people that are around my place that they never existed before. I've bought food for them. I bought them blankets and beds for their pets. They're regular people that had homes and a life. They just lost their job. And after going through your savings and you can't work, you don't have any more money, you're going to become homeless. So I can't feel sorry for Selena. She's a multi-millionaire. She has multiple homes. She has luxury cars. She can go and get help from anywhere. So I just can't relate to it. I feel like, honestly, in my heart, if that film crew had gone and done something like talking to the homeless people in Los Angeles, or talking to people that have lost their loved ones to COVID, so many families lost their mothers, daughters, sisters, brothers, parents to COVID. They died. They got the fucking virus and they died. Maybe that they should have done a documentary about that, and then maybe Selena could have like produced it and then also talked about it, about like her mental health. You guys hear what I'm saying? Selena could have been producing something like more general, because it seems so narcissistic that it's just only talking about herself. And it's like, you could have been doing this really beautiful documentary about the mental health of people that have lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost their loved ones to COVID. What COVID did to us that were in isolation. And then she could have then been talking about her own mental health in it. Then that way it would have been like a general thing. It would have been a beautiful film. It would have been an incredible, like, touching, like, documentary about what people go through, what regular people go through. If I don't work, if I don't sell my makeup, if I don't get booked, if people don't watch my videos, the little bit of money that's coming in is not going to come in, and I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. And then I have to go get a job. I mean, now I can go get a job. When the pandemic was happening and I couldn't work, this was like a blessing for me. People were coming on, donating to me, you know, encouraging me to, like, I was like telling everybody, my dream is to have my own lipstick line. Everybody was like, do it, Ellie, do it. And I started with like 3 shades and 3 lipsticks, and everybody bought it from me. So I'm forever like grateful to my little fans, my little fan club, my Ellie's army, my Ellie-nators. You know, I'm never going to forget that. I'm never going to forget that talking about Selena and bringing Selena's fans to my channels allowed me to, you know, start my little businesses and stuff like that. But I have to say, I'm just a little turned off with how narcissistic and how, like, it was just about her. She could have made it so much bigger. She could have introduced Francois in it, to talk about the kidney transplant, to talk about what that was like, to talk about that she had to go back into surgery because her body like flipped it or something. Selena talked about that. Like, I'm just disappointed, you guys. I'm just really, really disappointed, and I just don't want to listen to it anymore. That I know you were, you know, I know things were really, really hard for you, and I know that the love of your life betrayed you and left you. I know what that's like. I know. And this is what depression looks like. I'm going to show it to you guys. I have nothing to hide. I mean, I want to look pretty for my videos, but this is what this is what depression looks like. This is all the hair that I have left. I dyed my hair every single day, blonde, orange, black, brown, to the point where my hair started burning off. Then I had to cut it. I had to cut the whole thing off. And because of this, I have now talked to a factory that does my makeup. We have come up with a serum, which is going to be, I'm going to be selling on my website pretty soon. It's a biotin that I'm using, and I'm seeing a huge difference. It's making my hair all thick again. So it's a serum that you put on your roots, and it straight goes into the follicles, and it's going to make your hair thicker. It's going to start helping your hair grow, and I'm going to make it available pretty soon. I'm just testing it out another week or so because I'm seeing a huge difference. Like, it's just like my hair got super, super thick again. But this is what depression did to me. I attacked my hair. I dyed it a million different colors every single day. And I was laughing about it, and I was being like, you know, like I was, you know, being silly about it, because I didn't want people to know how much I was suffering. Because also I didn't want to give anybody like, a satisfaction in case like people that hate me to be like, oh my gosh, she's really fucked up. But I mean, I got really, really fucked up. Someone that I loved so much, and I thought, you know, after all of that, it was still someone that, you know, I thought we loved each other. I thought he was never gonna like abandon me like that. It's okay if you want to leave me, but like abandon me without any warning, without, you know, I really needed him to be here and help me with my mom. And then I'm like responsible for all the bills, and my mom had a stroke. Like, I lost it. You don't see me sitting here talking about it. I'm only talking about it because I wanted to kind of have you guys look at this whole situation from a different perspective. If I'm a regular person and I went through something similar to Selena, and it affected my mental health, and I fucked up my physical health and my mental health, and the reason I decided to go to Harvard to get my master's in psychology, when I started submitting to schools, and I was like, I want to study psychology. I want to get my master's in psychology because my life coaching. I want to get a degree in psychology because I use psychology and spirituality to help my clients. But I really want to get educated because what happened to me, I want to hopefully be able to prevent that happening to other people. This video is long as fuck. I apologize for that, but I had a lot to say. So, I didn't want to cry in front of you guys because I don't like to play a victim. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. This is the reality of my depression. What I had to endure when I'm sitting here and I don't know sometimes how I'm going to pay my bills. It's like, if people really love me and they want to support me, you can just buy one lipstick from me. It's $20. If you want to support me, if you love me, just buy one lipstick. If all of you guys just bought one lipstick, maybe then I can take like a week off to go spend it with my mom, because right now I can't because I have to work to pay my bills. So that's the reality that I'm in. I'm not laying in bed saying I'm so depressed, I can't work anymore, and I just want to disappear, and I just don't know how to live my life. Even I have millions and millions of dollars in my bank account. I don't have that luxury. I have to work to pay my bills, so I just can't relate. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was really raw and real, and I hope you guys appreciate it. If you guys did like the video today, I'm going to put everything in the description box down below. Honestly, this is one of my favorite lipsticks right now. This is a regular lipstick. This is not a velour liquid lipstick, but it has a strong like power. This color is so gorgeous. Named it Baddie because it's a baddie. And you know, hopefully my hair is going to grow. I mean, I don't look ugly or anything, but Jesus Christ, I've never had short hair like this. And you guys are seeing it. I've been wearing extensions and wigs and things like that. So now you know. I wanted to share this with you. So I just can't relate. I'm sorry, I just can't relate. And there's so many people out there that are jobless, homeless, dying of cancer. They have no help. They have no financial assistance. They don't have 200 million fans. They're not getting paid $4 million for a documentary to tell their story. So I just can't relate to it. And I want to help those people. I don't think Selena needs my help. You know what I mean? I think the regular people need my help, and I want to save people and I want to help people. And I think that Selena could have done a better job with this documentary. She should have done it about other people and then mentioned her own mental health in it. Does that make sense? Give this video a like and consider subscribing if you guys like real talk like this. We do our coffee morning vlog every morning, makeup and gossip. I hope you guys join us. I've named my viewers, the fans, Ellie-nators, Ellie's Army. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for another one. Be safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.